Check, check, check. Mic check. Spec, spec, spec. Spectacle. Pop, pop, pop. Popsicle. Ice, ice, ice. Icicle. Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Wagwan guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Osborne Chin, but everybody just calls me Chin. I'm a wedding and lifestyle photographer based here in beautiful Jamaica. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome and please consider subscribing. In this video, I will talk about how to get good quality audio for your videos. I'll talk about the different types of microphones and which ones may be best for you. I'll also give you some key tips to improve your audio so that you can start recording great sounding audio today. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Good quality audio is very important for your videos. It is just as important as having good quality video. In fact, it is even more important. If your audio is bad, it can even ruin the most beautiful and cinematic video. If your audio is bad, it can even ruin the most beautiful and cinematic video. So it is extremely important to capture clean, crisp audio. Having said that, what is good audio in the first place? Well, this is highly subjective. But good quality audio is basically an assessment of the accuracy and clarity of the output from an audio device. Audio quality by and large can either be objective or subjective. Objective in that the audio is measured with a specific tool or tools to gauge the accuracy of the sound. And subjective in that the audio quality depends on the listener and their individual perception of the sound. So let's take a look at a very basic audio signal chain or audio signal flow. First, you have the sound source. Then that goes into the microphone where a weak analog electrical signal is created. Then that goes into the preamp, which amplifies that analog signal into a signal that is strong enough for processing. It then goes to an analog to digital converter. Then it goes to the audio interface or a processing device such as your computer. Then once the signal is processed, it then goes to a digital to analog converter where an analog signal is outputted through the headphones or your speakers. Whoa, Virgin. Why you get so technical with the thing? The video is supposed to be about how to get better quality audio for your videos. Not a technical explanation about audio chain and audio signal and all them things. But I have to set the tone for the rest of the video, Virgin. How am I supposed to talk about good quality audio if I don't let the people know what good quality audio is or how the process works? Virgin, listen. Good audio is audio that sounds good. Full stop. It shouldn't have no noise, it shouldn't have no hiss, it shouldn't have no distortion. It just needs to sound good. Now just tell the people how to get good audio in the videos for me, please. Anyways, where was I? This brother just come ruin my train of thought star. Good quality audio. Yeah, right. Good quality audio. There are many different things you can do to improve the audio in your videos. The two main things to consider are your recording location and your recording equipment. Now, your recording location has to do with where you're recording your video and your audio. Are you recording outdoors or are you recording indoors? Now, recording outdoors comes with a number of different challenges like wind, for example, or ambient environmental sounds like birds chirping or traffic noises, especially if you're in a city or a built-up area. If you're in a windy environment, I recommend some form of wind protection for your microphone, like a furry windscreen or a dead cat. That usually works best. If you have the budget, then the ultimate wind protection is the blimp with a dead wombat attached or a dead cat attached. When recording indoors, you have a bit more control over the sound. However, there's a lot that you need to do to ensure that your audio sounds great. Just like recording outside, you can have noise and other sounds inside as well. Things like your refrigerator or your AC, or even noise from outside leaking in. Things like dogs barking, lizards, frogs, or other insects. So, if you intend to record indoors, be aware of the sounds or noises that could potentially be picked up by your microphone. Just ensure that your room is relatively quiet and doesn't have a lot of echo or reverb. Now, reverb is essentially the sound that bounces off hard surfaces in the room and returns to your microphone. So surfaces like walls or floors or other hard surfaces can produce reverb and echo. If your room is very big with high ceilings and lots of hard surfaces, the reverb may be more pronounced. You always want to limit the amount of reverb in your room. To do this, you will want to ensure that your room has items in it that naturally absorb sound and reduce reverb and echo. Things like carpets or thick curtains and couches with pillows, they all help to reduce reverb. If your room has all these things and you're still getting reverb, then you may need to change your location in the room or physically alter and rearrange your space by either installing sound treatment panels on open hard surfaces or even by hanging a sound blanket close to where you're recording. This will dramatically deaden the sound and reduce the reverb. So, now that you have your location set, it's now time to look at your recording equipment. In my intro, I mentioned the audio signal chain. Probably the most important part of that signal chain or signal flow is the device used to record or capture the audio source. Yup, you guessed it, the microphone. So choosing the right microphone for your videos is paramount. Having the right microphone positioned in the right place makes all the difference to your audio quality. There are many different types of microphones, and each is best suited for different applications. Generally speaking, there are 3 broad categories of microphones: the dynamic microphone, the condenser microphone, and the ribbon microphone. However, for the purposes of this video, I will talk about 4 main types: the on-camera shotgun condenser microphone, the boom shotgun condenser microphone, the cardioid microphone, which can either be a dynamic or a condenser, and the lavalier or lapel microphone. I chose these microphones as I think they are the most commonly used microphones for video productions. Now, first up is the on-camera shotgun microphone, and these microphones are designed to sit on top of the camera. They are typically shorter to keep them lightweight, easy to carry, and prevents them from being seen in the camera's field of view. These microphones are great for run-and-gun applications like vlogging. You can even decide to use these microphones off the camera like a boom microphone so as to get the mic as close to the sound source as possible. This brings me to the next microphone, the boom microphone. Like the on-camera microphone, boom microphones are also shotgun condenser microphones, but they usually are much longer. They are typically used on a boom pole, which is one of the best and most flexible ways to record sound for films, although they can be used for other applications like voiceovers, dialogue, and sound effects. For the purposes of this video, I will also include small diaphragm condenser or pencil condenser microphones in this category. These boom microphones offer sharper sound and have a more directional shotgun or supercardioid polar pattern, and offer uniform off-axis rejection with its longer interference tube. There are many different types of shotgun microphones on the market at varying price points and build quality. It's important to note that these condenser microphones require external phantom power, so you'll need some way to supply the microphone with this power, either through a mixer, an audio interface, or an external recorder. Some of them, like the Rode NTG2 and the NTG4, have the option to use a battery to supply power. To get the most out of your boom or shotgun microphone, you want to position it slightly above and angled downwards toward the sound source. You want the microphone to be as close to the sound source as possible without being in the frame. This is what my current setup looks like, with my NTG3 mounted just out of frame, about a foot away from my mouth. Next up, you have the lavalier or the lapel microphone. These microphones are small and discreet and provide good quality. They are used for a variety of different purposes, such as speeches, presentations, on-stage performances, television sets, interviews, or even for YouTube videos. They allow for convenient hands-free operation with freedom of movement. Lavaliers can either be directional or omnidirectional, where they pick up sounds from all angles equally. These microphones are ideal for recording dialogue, as they are discreet and unobtrusive and can be positioned close to the mouth while remaining hidden. This ensures that you get clean, clear audio in a variety of recording situations. The most important thing to consider when using a lavalier mic is how and where to position it. When positioning a lavalier mic, it's important to think about its proximity to your sound source. I recommend that you position the mic on the chest about 20 centimeters or 10 inches from the mouth. This will give you a natural uncolored sound. I recommend the Rode Lavalier Go or the Rode SmartLav Plus. Next microphone I want to talk about is the cardioid microphone. And cardioid microphones typically pick up sounds mainly from the front and the sides of the microphone, but reject sound from the rear of the microphone. They are called cardioid microphones due to their directional pickup pattern, which has a heart shape. Cardioid microphones come in a variety of different sizes and shapes and can either be a condenser type or a dynamic type microphone. They are typically used in situations where the speaker or sound source is close to the microphone, such as in a broadcast or music recording studio, or for podcasts, voiceovers, or even YouTube videos. So if you plan to use a cardioid microphone, it will more likely be visible in the frame because you need to have it really close to your mouth for the best results. It can also make for a good prop in your video. Just like this. Again, for the condenser type microphone, you will need phantom power, or you can just get the models that have a USB version so it's powered directly by the computer. Because condenser microphones are more sensitive than dynamic microphones, they are best suited for quiet, well-treated environments. So if your room is not well treated, it may be better to go with a dynamic cardioid microphone option. Also, because dynamic microphones are less sensitive, they require more gain from your preamps to get a good signal. This could potentially introduce some noise in your recording, so you could consider an inline preamp like a cloud lifter or a FET head to boost the signal of your dynamic microphone. Now, another important part of the process for getting better audio is actually monitoring your audio. And this is very important as you want to ensure that your recording is not too quiet or too loud or has lots of noise in the signal. Generally speaking, you want to always make sure that your audio levels are peaking at around -12 to -6 dB. This gives you some headroom so that you don't clip or distort the audio in the event that your sound becomes a little louder than normal. Your audio recorder, interface, or mixer should have input gain controls to allow you to adjust the gain on your microphone. If you have a modern audio recorder that records 32-bit float like the Zoom F6 or the Sound Devices Mix Pre 3 Mark II, then you won't have to worry about audio levels as it is practically impossible to clip, unless of course your sound source exceeds the maximum sound pressure level of the microphone you are using. The sound pressure level is basically the maximum volume a mic can take before it begins to distort audibly. I also recommend getting a good pair of headphones with a relatively flat frequency response to monitor your audio. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to make a video about headphones. Next up is the audio recorder, and having a good quality audio recorder can dramatically improve the audio in your videos. There are many different types of audio recorders. However, if you are just getting started, I recommend picking up a recorder like the Zoom H1. This is a relatively affordable recorder at around $99. This is one of the best pieces of audio gear that you will ever own, and one that I personally will never sell. It can act as a standalone stereo microphone with its built-in XY stereo mics. It can also be used as an on-camera microphone where you mount it directly on top of your camera and record directly into the camera. Or you can use it as an audio interface where you can record your audio directly to your computer through the recorder using your digital audio workstation or your DAW, such as Audacity or GarageBand or Adobe Audition or Logic Pro. Recording directly to the audio recorder or through an audio interface will allow you to have cleaner audio because the preamps in them are much better than those found in your camera. An important point to mention is that microphones with an XLR connection will require a recorder, a mixer, or an audio interface with XLR inputs. If your recorder doesn't have XLR inputs, like the Zoom H1, that only has a 3.5mm jack, then you'll need some sort of adapter to connect your microphone to the recorder. Higher end recorders usually have 2 or more XLR inputs that will allow you to connect microphones with XLR connections directly to them. So at this point you may be asking, so what if I don't have an external microphone or an external recorder? Why can't I just use the built-in mic in my camera? Well, you can if you have no other option, but I would strongly advise against using it. Instead, I recommend using the microphone on your smartphone instead, as this may give better results. Some lavalier microphones can be connected directly to your phone like the Rode SmartLav Plus or the PowerDevice Lav Mic. Just for comparison, this is what it sounds like using all the different microphone types I mentioned earlier. No editing or post-processing is done to the audio other than normalizing them to the same volume level. Wagwan guys, this is an audio comparison of the different types of microphones mentioned in this video. Wagwan guys, this is an audio comparison of the different types of microphones mentioned in this video. Wagwan guys, this is an audio comparison of the different types of microphones mentioned in this video. Wagwan guys, this is an audio comparison of the different types of microphones mentioned in this video. Wagwan guys, this is an audio comparison of the different types of microphones mentioned in this video. So you see, the built-in camera mic sounds like garbage. It picks up a lot of ambient noise and echo and is just very, very bad. My personal favorite for these types of talking head videos or voiceovers is the boom shotgun microphone. Drop a comment down below and let me know which microphone you preferred. So to recap, here are 10 quick takeaways. Having good quality audio is more important than having good quality video. The two main things that you need to pay attention to when you're recording audio and you want to improve your audio are your recording location and your recording equipment. Try to always record in an area that is free from unwanted or distracting ambient noise. If you are recording outdoors, you will need to add wind protection to your microphone. If you are recording in a room, make sure the room is treated to absorb and prevent reverb and echo. You will need the right equipment to record good quality audio. You don't necessarily need the best equipment, but good techniques such as proper microphone placement will allow you to improve your audio quality. The most common microphone types for video productions are the on-camera mics, the boom mics, the cardioid mics, and the lav mics. Always try to record directly to an external recorder or through an audio interface to your computer for the cleanest audio. Do not use your camera's built-in microphone. Make sure your recording levels are set correctly and you're monitoring them. You want to always be peaking at around -12 to -6 dB so that you have some headroom in post. Bonus, if you can afford to, get a recorder that records 32-bit float so that you will never have to worry about setting audio levels again, as it is basically impossible to clip your audio. So that's it guys. Drop me a comment down below and tell me what you are doing to improve your audio for your videos. What kind of setup are you using? Are you using an on-camera mic, a boom mic, a lav mic, or some sort of cardioid mic on your desk? If you found the video useful or helpful, please click the like button. I'd really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you, my friends, don't miss out on my future videos and tutorials. Thank you for watching guys, and I will see you in the next one. One love, and big up on yourself.